I think for the first time since joining the faith, I'm experiencing burnout. Welcome back to my channel, by the way. For anyone who is new, I started this channel really to share the Orthodox faith and my journey to Orthodoxy. And while going through it, it is very long and it can be very arduous and difficult, as it should be in a sense. So today I want to talk a little bit about burnout because I think I'm feeling a little burnt out. And of course, there's many reasons why we feel burnout, not just within the church, but also in a more general sense, as our society is always about like pushing through and never really resting. It's always about go, go, go. And it's very contradictory to our Christian life, which is meant to be still and to seek God and to seek Him in the silence. And I really wanted to make this video not to necessarily just vent or anything like that, but I hope people find my videos and relate to them and to feel maybe a little bit less alone with whatever they're going through while in the faith. Not just within the Orthodox faith, but also just being Christian in general. I think that it's something that we can all kind of relate to, going through hardships and always leaning on God. But those times and those periods where we get burnt out on seeking God and trying to always do what is right. And for me, how that's kind of been showing up is I've been really neglectful in my prayers. I still do like personal prayers in the morning, but I've been super neglectful of my morning prayers and my evening prayers. And of course, part of that might just be because I'm in school, I'm busy, and I just feel also burnt out because of that. I'm working, which I love my job, but all these things combined, and we can kind of just get overwhelmed, especially if you're someone who is highly sensitive. As humans, we're always like taking in so much, whether it's we're taking in so much information from the world and maybe from loved ones and from friends, and it's so much. It's such a complex experience, really, to be human. This burnout for me has kind of shown up at a time where it's very weird. It's like I'm so excited and I guess you could say just very motivated in the faith, but at the same time I'm very discouraged because I feel like I can never do enough. And to be honest with you, I think that it can become unhealthy, like to think like that, but at the same time there's growth there, because when we think about how we really are never going to be enough anyways. If we're really like being honest, like we're never going to be enough, but there can be a point where it can get unhealthy, where we're essentially just in a state of suffering and depression, and I've been there as well. But this doesn't really come from that, I don't think. I think this is definitely more so from how the church places a lot of demands on us. And I don't think that's a bad thing, by the way. I don't. I'm not here to be like, that's horrible, the church shouldn't do that. Or, these things that are in place are things to keep us connected with God. I'm so thankful that I have so many people within my church and my parish that are able to I'm able to talk to them and get all this off my chest, and there's a lot of understanding. But today I just felt, because today's a fast day, I just felt like, well, first, here's the thing. Since I've been in school, I've been having a lot of like anxiety with school and just trying to keep up and just being like the best student that I can be. And it's hard for me to always like remember to eat or want to eat. And so regardless of whether it's a fasting day or not, I'm kind of just, I eat when I eat, and you know, whatever I can eat, I eat because I don't eat very often. So I feel guilty that I didn't fast today, but that also contributes to the burnout, which is kind of always being hard on yourself and always thinking that God doesn't see every struggle that you're going through, and he doesn't, like, he acknowledges everything that you go through, and he acknowledges the things that you're trying to fix and the things that you're doing in order to be closer to him. I know that not everyone probably has a good support system in this instance, so that's kind of like why I wanted to make this video, because regardless of whether you are Orthodox, and maybe you are, and maybe you just haven't really found your group yet, and you haven't really connected with a lot of people. I know it was very hard for me, and it still is very difficult for me to really like connect with the church and be involved as much as possible, because I know I need to do more in that sense. But I've found some amazing people that I can talk to, and other people who, you know, who are in my catechism class, and people I look up to as well, that I can go to for advice and kind of just say everything that I need to say, like I am right now. But I know there's a lot of people that maybe don't have that, or maybe you are Orthodox and you don't live near a parish, and so you're having to go without that sense of community. And I don't know, I just wanted to kind of come on here and let you guys know that it's okay to struggle with these things and to feel burnout, because you're human, and we're all human, which, by the way, is a huge blessing. I was thinking about that not too long ago, how it is such a huge blessing to be human. And I know often we think about how being human kind of sucks. You know, if we're being honest, we're plagued with illness, and we're growing older in age, and our bodies start to fail us, and we experience a lot of things. But we're so unique in the sense that we are the only creature that can experience theosis, and I think that's so beautiful. We are very special to God because we're half of what Jesus was. Jesus was human and God. So we share this characteristic with Jesus that is very precious, and we should never wish it away. But part of being human is experiencing these things. Part of being human is experiencing burnout. And our lives often will ebb and flow. We're never going to be this consistent level of, you know, going to church and taking communion regularly. You know, our lives are constantly changing. And so although we always try to hit that mark, there are going to be a lot of times in our lives where we're not going to be able to hit that mark. I think it's important to acknowledge that, but to seek God and seek forgiveness, but to try again. But again, not into the realm of being so hard on yourself to the point where you cause suffering. I am just very, very grateful, if I'm being honest with you, that I have a very good support group that leads me through this, and I hope that what I'm cultivating on this channel will also be a type of group of support and like spiritual nourishment, in the sense that we are a community as believers, but community is so important, and that's what I've found in the church. And of course, it's never perfect, but like I said, I'm just very, very grateful for everything. I will end this video here, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it, even though it was kind of short, and I hope that I said something that resonated with you all. There was a comment on my video, on the last one I believe, and they wanted me to do videos where I talked about female saints and talked about their text and their teachings, and so they had mentioned a couple of female saints that they wanted me to kind of go over, which I thought was a fantastic idea, by the way. But it's going to take a little bit longer to do those videos because I have to do a script, and I would have to, you know, kind of see how to do that. I'm not very good at memorizing things like that, and it's going to be a lot of information. If you guys have any tips or tricks, that would be amazing, very, very helpful. But I have hopes that this channel will be something that is nourishing for you guys, and not surface level, something that's really focused on the faith, but I know that I need to probably put more work into this channel in order for it to grow and to reach the people that it's meant to reach. But I know it's going to take time, and I also have to have a little bit of grace for myself with that, because I often want the results and I want change so quickly, but that's not how that works. We have to put in work. We have to, of course, surrender things to God and do things in a prayerful manner. But regardless, thank you guys so much for watching my videos and liking and subscribing and for commenting. I truly, truly appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video.